Welcome to Blaizevision. I'm Sid Blaize, your host. You can view my work at sidblaize.net. You could also follow me on Instagram at #SidBlaize to see the latest developments on any projects I may be working on. This is the first of what I hope to be many videos where I share with you a behind-the-scene look and tips on projects that I'm working on in both the digital and fine art worlds. So with that, let's get to it. With the massive boom of social media, the ability to reach a worldwide audience, a lot of people today are trying to develop a brand name to promote a product or service that they want to reach these masses with. Now you strategize and you have a marketing plan, which is an animal all unto itself. And with that, I have a tip at the end of this video to help you with your strategy and marketing. Very important information. But with that being said, you have that all in place. But what you need is an identifying brand logo. And that's what we're going to cover here today. I'm going to show you how to create a brand logo from scratch. You don't have to be an artist, although that doesn't hurt. But there's ways to get around that. And we're going to cover all of that. Make it real simple and easy for you. So they have these sites that offer these logo generators or logo makers, and what they are basically a dating service. They prompt you with a dozen or so questions. What do you like? What's the name of your product? Who you're selling to? What's your favorite color? And then they match you with a logo. Now, if you're scrambling at the last minute to get together a business card or a banner for a trade show that you've committed yourself to, this is not a good sign. Your logo requires more attention and detail because you want something that's indigenous and iconic to your brand. That is very important. People are going to see your logo more times than not before they see what you're trying to sell them. So you want something that when they see it, it draws them into what you were trying to sell them. And again, we're going to break that all down. Okay? Now, I don't do anything without research. Research to me is like breathing. You just have to do it. And in doing so, the most viable research engine available to us is, of course, Google. So you type in logos and you get a broad collection of logos. With that, you see what you like. And what we're doing right now is just making up a library of images that are that inspire us, okay? You could also do a search that's a little more refined, specifically in the market that you're trying to compete in. A lot of times I will search for items that have nothing to do with what I'm looking at, and that's what you call searching outside the box, okay? So I might type in Crest because I like the way Crest logos look. Again, it all depends on who I'm selling to and who I'm making this for, but these little, outside the box kind of ways give you a broader sense of your design capabilities. Another search engine which is great is Pinterest, or Pinterest as some people prefer to call it. The interesting thing about Pinterest is that each search that you do is based on other compilations that people have created with the same interests that you have. So where the images are not as abundant as they are on Google, they are more focused. Again, showing you my Pinterest page, I just collect images that inspire me. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I just collect a whole bunch of them. And even these images that you see behind me, I can adapt them to a logo, depending on, what I get out of it. There's two basic reasons why we research. One is just to get, again, an overall view of what's out there. Not only graphically, but also the written word. Any type of knowledge that you have on your subject will just enhance your design sense. So that doesn't hurt. The other reason is that we don't want to copy someone. We don't want to even accidentally make a logo that looks like another logo. So again, by seeing all of these logos and just seeing what we like, what inspires us, but not what we're going to copy, because we don't want to do that. We want to have our own distinctive look. Now, there are two logos that I'd like to point out. Originally, I was just going to point out one. But both of them are equally as strong and equally as recognizable. And they have a design element and aspect to them, which I actually try to strive for when I design a logo or a brand logo, so to speak. And that's the Nike and the Apple logos. They're both genius logos. With the Nike logo, you have two things going on actually. You have the primary logo and a secondary logo being merged together. The primary logo is, of course, the Nike name. And they have what is underneath it, what has been commonly referred to as the Nike swoosh or the Nike emblem. You will see the emblem in various size scales in relation to the Nike logo, depending on the ad or whatever they're doing, using it for. But you will oftentimes see just the Nike swoosh by itself. And that is the power of the secondary logo. And what is genius about this logo is that they incorporate the main logo and the secondary logo together. So when you do see the secondary logo by itself, which is such a quick read recognition, and that is usually the feature of a secondary logo, you know right away it's Nike. Apple, when they first came out, they were known as Macintosh Apple. Then they went down to Apple, and now they just have the Apple. And again, the simplicity and the quick read of this logo is just, you can't get better than that. If you can design a logo with such a quick read to it, you have hit gold. Now it can be, argued, not even argued, it can be stated that both of these companies have poured oceans of money into marketing and branding and selling their products. Well, that was long before the computer was available as a common means of communication and even further before social media. So you can achieve the same access to the worldwide audience that these two companies have garnered over the years through the internet. So that's a beautiful feature right there. Just to go back again on the secondary logo, the secondary logo is also very popular with sports teams. Not to be biased, I'm from New York, but I'm going to use the Yankees logo as a point. Their main logo is this italicized script Yankee name with the baseball bat and the Yankee Doodle hat on top. But their secondary logo is the NY. And that logo is just such a quick read. And between the font, the design of it, the way the Y and the N interact with each other, which is also a very important feature with secondary logos if you're just using the acronym. It's just, again, this is just a classic design, and it's the power of the secondary logo. So when you design a logo, depending on the name, you want to keep in mind that if you could have a secondary image, it doesn't have to be an acronym, it doesn't even have to be an identifiable image. Case in point, the Nike logo or the Nike emblem, as it's referred to. You could have anything, but if you apply it with your main logo and in your marketing and strategizing, you can have that identifiable mark. That's the power of the secondary logo. It's just such a quick read, and it's usually used more in marketing than the actual primary logo. Television networks are also known for doing that. You have a home box office, but most people know it as HBO. You have the network television CBS, which is a Columbia Broadcasting System. Who knows that? But they know CBS. The same with NBC, ABC. They all stand for longer names, but the acronym and the logo that you see is really what you tend to see more than their name in its entirety. So that's something that's very important to keep in mind when designing a logo. It's a great feature to have a secondary logo. It's great for marketing. It's great for putting on items, hats or giveaway items that are just cool to have. And you have people advertising your product for you once they're wearing that emblem. That's part of branding. So just to recap, you want to research. You want to see the whole world of logos out there. You want to research just logos in general. You want to research those logos that pertain directly to the business that you want to venture into. Research logos that you just happen to aesthetically like, because you can take that layout and drop your name in there and, create a whole new world. Again, we're researching for inspiration and information. We're not researching to plagiarize or to come out with something that looks like someone else's logo. That defeats the purpose of branding. The other aspect of designing a logo is to have a secondary logo, if possible, and to keep your logo simple. Now, again, if you have a long name, which is sometimes you just can't help it, you may have 3 words in your name. To me, the best logo is a one-word name. Case in point, Apple or Nike. But if you can't do that, then an acronym as a secondary logo is really quite natural to do. And we are going to cover that in the next video, where we focus on fonts and try to break it down as to what fonts work best with what you're trying to sell. Keep in mind, none of this is written in stone. This is all subjective, and it's all going to come down to your decision making. But like I said, I'm just giving you the fundamentals on how to develop a brand logo to promote your product. Okay, I said I have some information for you at the end of this video, and here it is. If you are a Fortune 500 company or just a startup company, I must refer you to Philip Van Dusen. Phil, aside from just being a really cool guy, he is an expert in strategizing and branding and marketing. Check out his website. It is a wellspring of information, and it's just a good place to start if you're just getting there. And like I said, if you're established, I'm quite sure Phil can take you another step further. And that's it. So see you in the next video. Again, we'll be focusing on fonts, and I see you there at Blaizevision. Thank you.